What do you do when you are discouraged? When things are going smoothly, it's easy to keep going. It's easy to keep positive. It's easy when it's easy. What do you do when it's not easy? Don't see difficulties as a problem. See difficulties as a major opportunity. Because it is when things get difficult, when you fall on your face and you get back up and you do it again and you do it again and you do it 1,000 times until 1,001 you get it right. It is the perseverance, the resilience, the continuing to put in the effort and the time, because we're all going somewhere, whether we like it or not. We are going one way or the other all the time. And how you cope when it's not easy and when you're struggling, do you continue to allow yourself to go down the backward path, to slip? Does struggle beget struggle, and you begin to focus your mind on the struggles because your life is filled with more and more struggles? And your life becomes more and more negative, your mindset becomes more and more negative, and it's all back to the one tiny decision away from a different life. When it gets difficult, when you catch yourself falling back into old habits, back into negativity, when life happens and puts you there, when there is something that you have to change and it is difficult and you don't see that you are making any ground, when you're tired, how do you get back in the game? You need to give yourself little wins. It is in these moments that can provide the greatest fuel, because in your hours of desperation, when you don't seem to be making any headway and it's all falling apart, you can use that as motivation, because you need to have some little wins. You need to have some little wins because you're beginning to feel like you're failing, like you cannot do it, whatever it is, like you're not good, all those negative things. And you counter that by giving yourself little wins. Now is the time for action. If there is anything that you've been thinking about, however small, that big chore you've been putting off, go do it. Something you've been putting off, go do it. Something you've been considering but haven't gotten to, begin researching it. Because these little wins that you have over and over and over and over again, these tiny wins, will begin to make you feel like a winner, make you feel like you're in control, make you feel like you can cope, you can do and see progress. And you need that reinforcement to get back up on the horse with the bigger stuff and move it forward. I have exactly 1 hour, and it is pouring rain, but I do not care. I ain't going out like that. I'm going to use this time. And I'm going to take a walk, a very long walk up to the bus station and pick up a normal fare bus pass. Put it off. I could do something else. I could a million things. But when things are falling out away around you, you need to direct your energies towards what you can do. You need to provide little wins for yourself so you can reassure your strength, your resilience. You are a person who acts. You act positively and you do the things you intend to do. And the more you do, the better you feel. So now is the time to grab hold of one of those things and make a move. Make a move. Don't wait. Make a move. However little or big, give yourself small or big. For me, this is big. This is something I've been putting off for no apparent reason for some time. And now is the time to go do it because I need a win in my life. So when you have a problem, when you start to become your own problem, when you have a larger problem that you can't seem to make headway on, don't sit in it any longer than absolutely necessary. Don't begin to define yourself by your inability to make that mountain move. It is not a destination, it's a process. And the way in which you handle this discouragement, stuck, down, will determine a lot about you. Will determine how the next days, weeks, months play out in your life. Do you want to continue to reinforce that definition of yourself, or do you want to focus on what you can do and give yourself some things to pat on your back? Wake up in the morning and say, what will I have tomorrow to show for today? And you pick one of those things and you do it. And the proof in your life will build you back up so that you can go back to those other things that were more difficult for you and persevere, because you know that you do. You always do. And the time that you're dedicating to these other things that are good for you, big for you, progress for you, will definitely not be time in vain, and they will take away from all the other negative or pointless things that could be filling your time. Now is the time that you need the wins. So give yourself tiny wins. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. And it doesn't really matter. It's that you move. You move in this direction, not this one. Guys, bye YouTube. If you're stuck in a rut, change it or don't complain and let it run its course. And when you can't take it anymore, even if you can't move the major problem, move something so you can begin to redefine yourself again and your life as one of progress, positivity. You're a winner. Bye, you guys. Refuel your gas tank with small wins when you're discouraged.